My name is Taylor Speegle. I'm co-founder and managing partner of Wondour, and we're a design and innovation firm focused on the newest technologies of today. A lot of my involvement tends to be on the earlier stage of projects and then at the tail end. So really when people, large corporations or startups are coming with their concepts and ideas, that's when most of the love and kind of the intellectual property needs to be formed. And that's where you'll find myself and my fellow co-founder, Dylan, really hard at work making to shape that idea so that once we start design and development in full flux and full flow, that can kind of take over as its own entity. So I definitely didn't think I was going to end up in technology when I was leaving college. Initially, I wanted to go into neuromarketing, which uses fMRI brain scanning to help measure the effectiveness of advertising. I ended up in finance, doing business consulting for banks at one point. And then, like everybody else, I had an app idea. And then, along with my co-founder as well, we started down the journey of, well, how do we build this mobile app? And that just blossomed into what Wondour is ultimately today. And I'm excited to say that we have been able to work with the likes of Harvard Medical School researchers, TCL, and dozens of amazing young and established entrepreneurs to help build their ideas into real tangible products. Focused primarily on technologies, so think mobile applications, virtual reality applications, delving into the metaverse and the blockchain. And what a lot of people don't realize, even people within the technology space, is what the future is going to look like. The rate of change is absolutely exponential. Some estimate that we're going to go through 20,000 years of technological change in the next 100 years. And so understanding how that's going to impact everyday jobs and understand how that's going to impact your company and building technologies for the future is absolutely imperative. And so through every project that we handle, that's a major component of what we try to take into consideration. Really any company in the world that implements consumer-facing technology. So that can be from hardware manufacturers to young businesses just getting off the ground in the field of how to optimize their website for today's market. So it's incredibly broad because technology permeates every facet of business today. And so in that way, Wondour can help almost any business on the market. So on the services front, we offer full stack design and development services from ideation. So you can come with even something like, I want to get into the world of the metaverse, right? We could have a large company come to us saying, we've heard a lot of activity about the metaverse and virtual reality, but we have no idea what it is. We have no idea how it works. Can you help us? And so we can begin inserting our services at the very beginning stages to help understand what that company does and how technology can integrate into their company, ultimately help their company both today in the short term and position themselves strategically in the long term to stay ahead of the curve. One of the amazing projects that we've worked on is called Age Meter, and it's a functional biomarker test. And it's a custom software that's tablet-based that measures various biomarkers that are correlated with aging. So as our bodies age, there are these physiological markers like reaction time or sight that start to erode. And if we can track these measurements, then we can get an understanding of how the body is aging. And really the main purpose behind a tool like that is everybody tells you to eat your vegetables and go work out, but is that really helping your body when it comes to aging, right? Living longer and living healthier longer. And so we worked with Harvard Medical School researchers and medical practitioners across the country, and currently the Age Meter is being sold on every continent shy of Antarctica right now by doctors everywhere. A great way for a business to utilize Wondour services is really taking a step back at how technology is being used by both their business and competing businesses. Starting with a website, right? Almost every company in the world has a website. How is the website performing both on things like SEO? Are you getting a lot of traffic to your website? What does that design of the website say? Have you not touched your website in 10 years? Because if you haven't, it's already outdated. If you haven't touched it in 3 years, it's already out of date. And something as simple as a website is your digital storefront, and its importance is only growing. And then expand that out, right? Do you have a mobile application? Or does your competitor have a mobile application? And then go all the way up to the chain to how are you utilizing and how are you positioning yourself on utilization of data within the blockchain, or how are you going to position yourself in the metaverse, right? You're already seeing players like Nike take roles within that space. And it's experimental right now, but in very short order, in the next 5-10 years, it's going to be a very real reality across businesses everywhere. I love Las Vegas. So I grew up in Las Vegas from when I was about 10 years old on. And growing up in Las Vegas, all you ever hear is about hospitality and gaming. but especially in the last 5 years, there has been an incredible transformation of Las Vegas into a truly global city beyond just entertainment. And that's been incredibly exciting to see, being a business that has long operated in Las Vegas outside of that traditional hospitality space. Even though we can do work in hospitality, as a general technology hub, that has really in the last 5 years starting to take a true foothold on the global stage. And so being a part of Las Vegas, seeing the Raiders come, seeing all of the major league teams come to town, and we are seeing new and new businesses every day start up in Las Vegas or move to Las Vegas. And being part of that community, the success of other businesses and excitement around our city has an incredible impact on just our positivity towards the future. So a client, when you partner with Wondour, really should feel like we are an extension of your team, right? So whether you are a single entrepreneur or you're a large-scale multi-billion-dollar company, Wondour comes in as your technical extension, right? Your design extension. In whatever services that you need from us, we are now part of your team. We share in the excitement of your vision. We share in contributing towards IP, intellectual property, towards that vision. And when we ultimately see that launch and go live, we celebrate along with you just as much as you along the way. And really that experience should feel like we are joining you and helping you on your journey, whatever that product may be. Technology is incredibly broad when you dig into the details, right? So obviously we understand that there's virtual reality, right? But there's many, many layers of virtual reality in terms of implementation of applications, applications towards productivity, you have mobile applications, and then what it takes to build those applications involves a lot of people, right? Typically, when somebody starts a company, they think, okay, if I'm just a developer, I can make it happen. But really, behind the scenes in building, take a mobile application, is you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different types, different specialists of people working to help create and ultimately build that idea. So I think an important piece with that overall is technology is used every day. It's part of who we are and what we do, every single person around us. And understanding that you need the right people on that team to help create technology is a lot of things that's often overlooked by people across the industry. The future is moving at incredible speed, and I am personally an optimist about the pace at which technology will change. It will be amazing to see in the next 10, 20, 30 years how technology is going to shape every facet of what we do. And I'm incredibly optimistic about it. I know some people have, their apprehensions, right? It might take jobs or might become sentient AI. But really coming from the inside, I see incredible opportunities to help grow connections between people, help improve quality of life, and really reshape the future for the better. I think one major piece of what makes us who we are is we started as entrepreneurs with an idea. Right, we started as coming from different industries, right? We had, our first 3 people of Wondour were myself coming from banking consulting to a designer and to an early stage developer. And with just that idea, we started with an idea of how do we create an application, right? How do we make this happen? And we did that again and again and again, right? Our first application actually wasn't possible, right? The second application failed, a good idea but failed. And our third application finally started to see success. And so through all of that trial and error, we have been through the journey time and time again, and our team has expanded every step of the way. And so that's the beautiful part about working with Wondour, is we have seen it all, we've experienced it all, we know the pain, we know the joy, and we make sure we bring all of that experience to anyone we work with. Creating amazing and interesting things is part of who every single person at Wondour is, right? No matter where they came from in their past, whether they came from another technology company, myself coming from a completely different sector, we all share the same commonality of we love to create cool things, right? Whatever it may be. We've worked on websites, mobile applications, hardware, technologies, a lot of stuff in the medical space. No matter what the product is or who we're partnering with to help create that new piece of technology, it's sharing in that excitement to create, translate an idea into something that, millions of people ultimately could enjoy and find benefit out of. That's what ultimately gets us up in the morning. For the future of Wondour, I think we're seeing a shift of where we help, what industries you work with, shift along with the emerging technologies. And so over the last 5-10 years, you've had a lot of emphasis in the world of web and traditional mobile applications, right? When mobile applications were new to iPhone and Android. And now we're seeing an incredible shift towards blockchain, NFTs, Metaverse, virtual reality. And we are shifting along with that need, right? Trying to break new ground in the field of technology, and really where new ground is being broken, new design standards are being created, that's where you're going to find Wondour at the forefront, right? We're still going to carry through everything we've done in the past. There's still going to be a long-term place for that, but really we're going to help forge ahead and create that future together. So when starting down any project, really, it's immersing yourself in whatever it is you're interested in creating, right? So if it's virtual reality, for example, a lot of people don't have virtual reality headsets, right? But you may want to be able to create an idea around that. Start by buying a headset, right? Borrow one, buy one, and live in it, right? Download every app you can, start playing with it, talk to other people about it, join the communities. Because the more you immerse yourself in it, the more you begin to understand that. And the same applies for large corporations as well. You need to be able to start immersing yourself in that world in order to fully understand it. And then once you have that point, reach out to firms, consultancies like Wondour, or other people within the industry who have done it. And very quickly, they'll be able to tell you if potentially, if your idea is valid, right? Is it good? Does it need work? Or is it a fantastic idea that you should start on yesterday, right? We have an incredible amount of experience, and those are things that come very fluidly to us. So don't be afraid to reach out and talk with that community. If you're interested in learning more about what Wondour does, definitely stop by our website. It's wondour.com, WONDOUR. You can check out some of the projects we've done, the scope of what we typically do, and you can contact us directly there. There's always somebody waiting on the phone. We work well into the night as well. So reach out anytime if you have any questions.